Long before Singapore stood as the proud nation we know today, its shores were a bustling hub of trade. Imagine, if you will, the vibrant markets of the 19th century, filled with merchants from all corners of the globe. The coins that passed through their hands told stories of empires and kingdoms. The British established the Straits Settlements in 1826, uniting Singapore, Penang, and Malacca. This brought a more standardized currency. Coins from the East India Company featuring queens and kings from a distant land became common. They were made of copper and silver, feeling heavy and real in your palm. These were the first official coins to truly circulate widely across the island, laying the groundwork for a unified monetary system. The Straits Settlements dollar was a beautiful and sturdy silver coin. It was used from 1903 until the Second World War. These coins were minted in places as far away as London and Bombay. They featured the portraits of British monarchs like King Edward VII and King George V. The designs were intricate, with detailed patterns surrounding the royal profiles. Alongside these silver dollars, smaller denomination coins made of copper and bronze were used for everyday purchases. People used them to buy everything from a bowl of noodles to a yard of fabric. These coins connected Singapore to a vast colonial network, a tangible piece of the British Empire right here in Southeast Asia. The dark years of the Japanese occupation from 1942 to 1945 brought a dramatic change. The familiar Straits Settlements currency was replaced by Japanese military notes, often called banana money because of the banana tree illustrations on the $10 note. Coins became very scarce during this time. The occupying forces issued some coins made from cheaper metals like aluminium, but paper money was far more common. This period was one of great hardship and uncertainty. The value of the banana money plummeted, making it almost worthless by the end of the war. It was a stark reminder of how currency is built on trust and stability. After the war, Singapore returned to British rule, but the desire for self-governance was growing stronger. In 1953, the Board of Commissioners of Currency, Malaya and British Borneo was formed. This new body created a single currency for Singapore, the Federation of Malaya, Sarawak, North Borneo, and Brunei. The coins from this era featured the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on one side. The other side had the value surrounded by a simple wreath. These were the coins used in Singapore right up until we gained our independence. They represent the final chapter of our colonial monetary history, a stepping stone towards creating a currency that was truly our own. When Singapore became an independent republic in 1965, it was a moment of immense pride and, honestly, some daunting challenges. One of the most important tasks was to create our own national currency. This was a powerful symbol of our new sovereignty. On June 12, 1967, a new chapter began. The Board of Commissioners of Currency, Singapore, or BCCS, was established. Its mission was clear: to issue Singapore's very own dollars and cents. This was more than just printing money. It was about building confidence in our new nation, both at home and around the world. The BCCS was entrusted with the great responsibility of managing our currency. The establishment of the BCCS marked a clean break from the old currency union with Malaysia. While we had shared a currency for many years, the paths of our two nations were now diverging. Creating our own money was a necessary and bold step. The BCCS had to ensure that every new coin and note was backed 100% by external assets, like gold and foreign currency. This was a promise to the world and to our own people. It meant that our new Singapore dollar was strong, stable, and trustworthy from its very first day. This solid foundation was crucial for the economic journey that lay ahead for our small island nation. The first chairman of the BCCS was the Minister for Finance at the time, Dr. Goh Keng Swee. He was one of our founding fathers, a brilliant economist with a vision for Singapore's future. Under his leadership, the BCCS planned the design and production of our first series of coins and notes. The process was meticulous. Every detail was carefully considered, from the choice of themes to the selection of metals. The goal was to create a currency that reflected the identity and aspirations of a young, independent Singapore. It had to be modern, practical, and beautiful, a currency that every Singaporean could be proud to use. The BCCS operated with a principle of prudence and integrity. It laid down the rules for how our money would be issued and circulated, This new authority was the sole body legally allowed to issue currency in Singapore. It ensured that the amount of money in circulation was always managed responsibly to prevent inflation and maintain economic stability. The careful work of the BCCS in those early years provided the bedrock for the strong and respected Singapore dollar we know today. It was a silent but vital player in the incredible story of Singapore's development, turning a symbol of nationhood into a pillar of our economic success. With our own currency authority in place, it was time to introduce the coins themselves. In 1967, Singapore launched its very first series of circulation coins. Fitting for an island nation, the chosen theme was marine life. This was a brilliant choice. It celebrated our connection to the sea, which has always been our lifeline for trade, food, and really our very identity. The series featured 6 denominations, 1, 5, 10, 20, and 50 cents, as well as a $1 coin. Each coin showcased a different creature from the waters around Singapore. The designs were simple, yet elegant, created by a local artist named Christopher Ironside, who also designed Britain's new decimal coins. The designs were a delight to behold. The tiny 1-cent coin featured a public housing block, a symbol of our nation-building efforts, surrounded by a stylized representation of a marine animal. The 5-cent coin depicted the graceful snakebird, or darter. The 10-cent coin showed a seahorse, a creature of delicate beauty. The 20-cent coin had the swordfish, representing speed and strength. The 50-cent coin featured the majestic lionfish with its beautiful but venomous spines. Finally, the large $1 coin proudly displayed a roaring lion, a symbol of Singapore itself surrounded by the sea. These designs were more than just pictures. They were a story about who we were. All the coins in this first series shared a common design on the other side. This side, known as the obverse, featured the Singapore coat of arms. The coat of arms shows a lion and a tiger holding a shield, with our national motto, Majulah Singapura, or Onward Singapore, written below. The year of minting was also clearly displayed beneath the coat of arms. The coins were made from different metals. The smaller denominations were made of bronze and cupro-nickel, while the $1 coin was made of cupro-nickel as well. They were practical, durable, and instantly recognizable, quickly becoming a part of daily life for all Singaporeans. This marine series remained in circulation for nearly 2 decades, from 1967 until 1985. These coins were the silent witnesses to Singapore's incredible transformation. They were used to buy school supplies, pay for bus rides on our old non-air-conditioned buses, and make calls from public telephone booths. They jingled in the pockets of our parents and grandparents as they worked hard to build the nation. For many Singaporeans, these coins are not just old currency, they are powerful symbols of our early years. They represent the spirit of a young nation, connected to the sea and determined to chart its own course in the world. During the time the Marine series was in circulation, Singapore also participated in a special global initiative. This led to the creation of a unique coin that many people might remember. In the early 1970s, the Food and Agriculture Organization, or FAO, of the United Nations, launched a worldwide coin program. The goal was to raise awareness about the global fight against hunger and the importance of food security. Nations from all over the world were invited to issue special coins supporting this cause. Singapore, as a responsible member of the international community, proudly took part in this important program. In 1971, Singapore issued a special 10-cent coin as part of the FAO campaign. On one side, it looked just like the regular 10-cent coin from the Marine series, featuring our national coat of arms. However, the other side was completely different. Instead of the familiar seahorse, this coin had a unique design. It featured stalks of rice, a staple food for so many in Asia, along with some fish and vegetables. Below this design were the words, "Grow more food." It was a simple, direct, and powerful message that everyone could understand. The coin was a call to action, reminding people of the importance of agriculture. This special coin was not a commemorative issue meant only for collectors. It was released directly into circulation. This meant that anyone could receive one in their change from the market or a coffee shop. It was a clever way to spread the message far and wide. Imagine getting this coin back and seeing the "Grow More Food" message. It would make you think even for a moment about where our food comes from and the challenges of feeding a growing global population. The coin circulated alongside the standard seahorse 10-cent coin, adding a little bit of variety to the change in our pockets. The FAO coin is a wonderful example of how money can be used for more than just transactions. It can be a tool for education, and advocacy. For Singapore, participating in this program was also a statement. It showed that even as a small and developing nation, we cared about global issues, and were ready to play our part. Many Singaporeans who grew up in the 1970s have fond memories of finding these special coins. They are a small but significant part of our numismatic history, representing a moment when our little red dot connected with a big global cause. By the mid-1980s, Singapore had changed dramatically. Our economy was booming, our skyline was growing taller, and our identity as a nation had matured. It was time for our currency to reflect this evolution. In 1985, the Board of Commissioners of Currency Singapore introduced the second series of circulation coins, known as the Floral Series. This time the theme shifted from the sea to the land. The design celebrated Singapore's reputation as a garden city, a vision championed by our first Prime Minister, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew. Each coin featured a beautiful local flower, showcasing the lush tropical flora that beautifies our island. The new series felt fresh, modern, and vibrant. The designs were intricate and lifelike. The 1-cent coin, which was now smaller and made of bronze-plated zinc, featured the Vanda Miss Joaquim, our national flower. The 5-cent coin showed the fruitscape of the monstera plant. The 10-cent coin depicted the star jasmine, a fragrant and popular flower. The 20-cent coin had the elegant powder puff plant, and the 50-cent coin featured the yellow alamanda. These coins were not just currency, they were miniature works of art that you could hold in your hand. They were a daily reminder of the beauty that surrounds us in our carefully planned green spaces, from our parks to the roadside trees. This series also brought some significant technical changes. A brand new $1 coin was introduced. It was smaller, thicker, and golden in color, made from an aluminium bronze alloy. It featured the periwinkle flower. A very special feature of this new dollar coin was the octagon shape on its edge, reminiscent of the Chinese bagua, a symbol of good fortune. The 50-cent coin was also updated to include an inscription on its milled edge, reading Republic of Singapore, and featuring the lion head symbol. These changes made the coins more distinct and harder to counterfeit. They reflected a more sophisticated approach to currency design. Another major event during the life of this series was the withdrawal of the 1-cent coin. By the early 2000s, the cost of producing the 1-cent coin was higher than its face value. It had also become less useful in everyday transactions. In 2002, the Monetary Authority of Singapore announced that it would stop minting the 1-cent coin. While it remains legal tender, businesses started rounding cash payments to the nearest 5 cents. This was a practical decision that marked the end of an era for the humble 1-cent piece, a coin that had been part of our lives since the very beginning of our currency journey. As Singapore continued to progress into the 21st century, our landscape transformed once again. We became a global city, known for our stunning architecture and iconic landmarks. To reflect this new identity, the Monetary Authority of Singapore launched our third and current series of coins in 2013. This series is themed around Singapore's national icons and landmarks. It celebrates our progress as a nation and the symbols that define our modern home. This series feels contemporary and forward-looking, perfectly capturing the spirit of Singapore today. It connects our currency to the physical places that make our city unique. The designs of the third series are bold and dynamic. The 5-cent coin features the Esplanade Theatres on the Bay, our famous durian-shaped arts center. The 10-cent coin showcases our award-winning public housing with a view of a modern HDB block. The 20-cent coin depicts Changi Airport, consistently voted the best in the world. The 50-cent coin illustrates the Port of Singapore, one of the busiest ports globally. Finally, the $1 coin proudly displays the Merlion, our most famous national icon. On the other side, all the coins feature the Singapore coat of arms, but with a more modern and streamlined design. A key focus of this new series was security. To stay ahead of counterfeiters, the coins incorporate advanced security features. The $1 coin is bimetallic, with a silver-colored center and a golden outer ring, making it very difficult to fake. It also has a laser-engraved security mark on its surface. If you tilt the coin, you can see the year of minting and the Singapore national flower, the Vanda Miss Joaquim, appear alternately. The 50-cent coin also has microtext inscribed on its edge. These features make our coins among the most secure in the world, ensuring continued public confidence in our currency. The third series coins are also designed to be more user-friendly. The different denominations have different shapes and sizes, and the edges are treated differently to help visually impaired people distinguish between them. For example, the 50-cent coin has a scalloped edge, while the $1 coin has a milled edge with an inscription. The coins are also made of a multiply plated steel, making them lighter than the previous series but just as durable. These thoughtful design elements show a commitment to inclusivity, ensuring our currency is accessible and easy to use for every Singaporean in our fast-paced city. Behind every coin in our pockets are two important organizations, the Monetary Authority of Singapore, or MAS, and the Singapore Mint. Let's first talk about MAS. In 1971, the government decided to streamline the regulation of our financial industry. The Monetary Authority of Singapore was formed to act as our central bank. It took over most of the functions of the BCCS, except for the issuing of currency. For many years, the two bodies worked side by side. MAS managed our economy and financial sector, while BCCS was responsible for our notes and coins. This arrangement continued for over 3 decades, providing a stable framework for our monetary system. In 2002, a significant change occurred. The Board of Commissioners of Currency Singapore merged with the Monetary Authority of Singapore. This move consolidated all central banking functions under one roof. From that point on, MAS became the sole authority responsible for everything related to our money, from managing our exchange rate to issuing new currency. This makes MAS the ultimate guardian of our Singapore dollar. It is MAS that decides when to launch a new coin series, what the designs and themes should be, and what security features to include. Every coin, from the floral series to the iconic series, was launched under its authority. While MAS is the authority that issues the currency, it does not physically make the coins. That important job belongs to the Singapore Mint. The Singapore Mint was established in 1968, just a year after our first coins were issued. In the very beginning, some of our first Marine Series coins were actually minted by the Royal Mint in London, but as a proud new nation, we wanted the capability to produce our own currency. The Singapore Mint was set up to do just that. It is equipped with advanced technology and skilled craftsmen who turn raw metal into the beautiful, detailed coins we use every day. Beyond making our circulation coins, the Singapore Mint has another important role. It produces a wide range of commemorative coins and medallions. These are special issues that celebrate significant national events, anniversaries, or cultural themes. For example, they produce coins for Chinese New Year, featuring the animal of the zodiac. They also create beautiful coin sets to mark National Day or milestones in our history. These commemorative coins are not meant for everyday use, but are highly sought after by collectors. The Singapore Mint helps us preserve our history and culture in the form of precious metal, creating lasting keepsakes for generations to come. One of the most unique aspects of Singapore's currency is its special relationship with the currency of another country, Brunei Darussalam. This relationship is governed by something called the Currency Interchangeability Agreement. It was signed back in 1967, the very same year that Singapore and Brunei both began issuing their own separate currencies after the old currency union ended. The agreement is a remarkable symbol of the deep friendship and trust between our two small nations. It is a legacy of our shared history and a commitment to our continued close ties. It's a financial partnership that is quite rare in the world today. What does this agreement mean in practical terms? It is actually very simple and incredibly convenient. Under the agreement, the monetary authorities of both Singapore and Brunei agree to accept the currency issued by the other country. This means that the Singapore dollar is accepted as customary tender in Brunei, and the Brunei dollar is accepted in Singapore. The two currencies are treated as if they are the same, at an exchange rate of 1-to-1. So 1 Singapore dollar is equal to 1 Brunei dollar, and vice versa. This is why you might sometimes receive a Brunei coin in your change here in Singapore. This arrangement makes life much easier for people traveling and doing business between the two countries. If you are a Singaporean visiting Brunei, you don't need to go to a money changer. You can use your Singapore dollars directly in shops, taxis, and restaurants there. The same is true for visitors from Brunei coming to Singapore. They can use their Brunei dollars and cents just as easily. The banks in both countries will accept deposits of the other's currency without any fuss. This seamless exchange fosters a closer economic relationship and encourages tourism and trade between our nations. The agreement has stood the test of time for over half a century. It is a testament to the strong economic fundamentals and prudent management of both the Monetary Authority of Singapore and the Autorité Monétaire Brunei Darussalam. Both authorities work to ensure that their currencies remain stable and strong, which is the foundation of this mutual trust. So the next time you find a colorful Brunei coin in your wallet, don't be surprised. It's not a foreign coin in the usual sense. It's a symbol of a special and enduring friendship. A small piece of a unique partnership that connects our two countries in a very tangible way. So, where do we stand today, in 2025? The coins you will find jingling in your pocket or purse are from the third series, the iconic series launched in 2013. These are the coins currently being minted and put into circulation by the Monetary Authority of Singapore. They feature our modern landmarks, from the Esplanade to Changi Airport. These are the coins we use for our daily transactions, whether it's buying a coffee, paying for parking, or using a vending machine. They are designed for our modern, fast-paced life, with enhanced security and user-friendly features. This series is the face of Singapore's currency in the 21st century. But what about the older coins? Are they still valid? The answer is yes. According to the Monetary Authority of Singapore, all coins from the first or marine and second or floral series are still legal tender. This means you can legally use them to pay for goods and services. However, you will find them much less frequently in circulation. As the older coins are returned to the banks, they are gradually withdrawn and replaced by the new third series coins. Many people also choose to keep the older coins for sentimental reasons, as they bring back fond memories of a different time in Singapore. It's important to know there is a limit to how many coins you can use in a single payment. This is called the legal tender limit. For all coins, 1 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, 20 cent, 50 cent, and $1, you can use up to 20 pieces of each denomination in one transaction. This rule is in place to make payments more convenient for businesses. So while you can still use that old 1 cent coin from the floral series, you can only use up to 20 of them at a time. This ensures that cash transactions remain efficient for everyone involved in our busy economy. Finally, we have the beautiful world of commemorative coins. As we've discussed, the Singapore Mint regularly issues special coins to mark important events. These are legal tender, but their real value is often much higher than their face value. This is because they are made of precious metals like silver or gold, and they are produced in limited quantities, making them rare. For collectors and enthusiasts, these coins are not just money. They are miniature treasures. They are a way to own a piece of Singapore's history, celebrating our culture, achievements, and national pride in a form that can be cherished for a lifetime.